Hi there, my name is Preston Phillips. I co-anchor Wake Up Arizona here at CBS 5 in Phoenix, Arizona. It is my great pleasure and true honor to serve as the Bowl for Brain Injury Chair this year. For the past nearly 15 years, I've been working with traumatic brain injury survivors. And whether you're a family member, a friend, or have survived a TBI yourself, you know that each person's experience is completely different. In 2002, my brother, who is 7 years younger than me, 16 years old at the time, fell asleep behind the wheel of his SUV. And I'll never forget the call I got from my mom that they couldn't find him, that he never came home shortly after he had called saying he'd be there in a few minutes. His crash happened about a mile from their house where he was living at the time. A friend raced me down to my parents' house so we could help search for him. But on the way there, I got the call. My mother, crying and frantic, says, "Preston, 2 CHP officers just showed up to the house with yellow slickers on. It had been raining. Your brother has been in a terrible crash. We're on our way to the hospital right now." Well, we rerouted, of course. As my parents were driving to the hospital, they passed my brother's crash on the way, and of course, it was horrific for them. I met them at the hospital. At the time, we had no clue what was happening. I just happened to run into the paramedics that transported my brother on the way into the hospital, and they said, "Dude, that was your brother?" I said, "Yeah." Well, they said, "There's a good chance he's not going to make it." I said, "You don't know my brother." We all know how critical the first 72 hours are. After a bunch of scans and MRIs, the doctors in charge came down to tell me and my family what they had learned. By this time, the hospital was packed with his friends, fans, family members. The doctors told us if he survives, if there's a good chance he won't, he'll have a 10% chance of walking and talking again. And we were, of course, devastated as we learned he'd sheared his brain in several places and would be in a coma for some time. Minutes turned into hours, hours turned into days. So many things happened during this time. One thing I never did was give up hope. One day I went home to gather some of his belongings, and on the wall of his bedroom, there was a saying that I noticed that he had written. It said, "Rebuilding starts today." It was mind-blowing when I saw this, and I knew instantly that that message was for me. I took it to the hospital, posted it above his bed, and from that day forward, I kid you not, there were very few setbacks. He came out of his medically induced coma, entered rehab, came home, did speech therapy, and went back to school. And by the grace of God, he even went to college and has had several great jobs since then. My family and I were blessed with a miracle. And there's so much more to tell, but of course I'll keep it brief. And since his crash and recovery, I really like to encourage others who might be going through something similar with his story to let them know recovery does happen. Although every recovery is of course different, you can get better. The brain is an amazing thing. I'm very excited to be working with the Brain Injury Alliance of Arizona, and I'm excited for what the future holds. Together we can do some awesome things. And your help and support of the organization is always welcome and very needed. Thank you, and I look forward to meeting each and every one of you.